Hello, 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 everybody. If you can hear me, just give me a minute as I load up my good old Facebook here. All right, so hopefully the stream's up and running, that you can see it. I know we'll be out of probably 10, 20, 30-second delay, so be patient with all the stuff. All right, so let's get started. And let's see here. Let me know if you can see me just by putting a comment in the okay, here we go. Let's see here. All right, so if you got any questions, let me know. I'm on the stream now, so hopefully you can see me okay. So let me just do a quick recap of where we are so people know what we're dealing with. And if you got any questions, just type them up in the chat as a comment. If you're new, we always got the free books and stuff available. So right now, in case you didn't know, the markets have been in a pretty tight range over the last couple of weeks. Pretty tight. I just got confirmation from somebody that I'll just say likes to influence me. um, as it stands right now, the markets are very tight. So I've been looking at some ways to broaden the opportunities out there with signals and income. And generally, I've been looking at things about basically what we call mean reversion, because the strategies I've been focusing mostly have been trending or momentum based. And I found some really good articles I'll be posting up later today about things that you can use in Bitcoin on the blockchain as leading indicators. The names are hash rate and the difficulty rate of mining, which can be used as an early indicator. I posted these over the last few weeks. This guy right here, Protos, this guy, Philip Kellerhoff, has been posting some really interesting things. He's got a set of indices, and I've never seen this before, but essentially, if you got any comments, as I said, just type them up. I'll gladly respond in kind until then. But right now, what this guy's got is he's got, if anybody was ever interested in running an index or a hedge fund for crypto, he segregated out his funds into different indices: market value, Bitcoin, small cap, trend index, value, and low vol index. So he puts his definitions in here and what each one is. But generally, lately, the ones that have been doing really good or has been good was historically right now is Bitcoin. But you can see here it's not doing too good. The small cap and the trend are the two best. Or is that the case? Low volume index and small cap. So I put up a video. I had a whole series of questions from somebody last week, and the market's changed so much. So I think you got to broaden your horizon. Right now, the markets are not in a trending mode. If I was to show you, and we're always going to use Bitcoin as the granddaddy of them all, because obviously of the volume that it commands in the whole crypto space. But when what I mentioned here with I'm just going to use DT USDT Tether just to keep in the spirit of Binance. So when you look at the overall trading pattern over the last year, just in the last year, it's gone through 5 different trends that are pretty tough to measure and adjust an overall strategy with. So right now you're looking at the year. So obviously we have an uptrend here. We have a slight downtrend, but we do have peaks here of when we can trade Bitcoin. But it's a long-term trend. Bottoms here in January, comes back, and then where I got wiped out was along here between Feb 11th to about last week sometime, and then slowly coming back. So you have one, two, and then one trend here, and an overall long-term trend to here, and then a third trend from here, a fourth and fifth. In here, there's lots of opportunities, but when you look at overall, depending upon your time frame, it's got a pile of windows here. I'll just rearrange. Okay, so if you look at, let's say, the 3-month chart, you can clearly see we're in a range bound right here between January 8th to here, March 10th, and then a steady uptrend. So this is what we're seeing. This is a much better uptrend compared to the S&P 500 or SPY, because you can see now it's probably just over 50% recovery in not that long of a time period, like 2 weeks. And that was a steep drop from 7,700 all the way down to, close to 4,500. So that's pretty close to a 50% drop, and it's already just recovering pretty nicely. So there's that. So these are the trends that we see. But overall, on an intraday level, Bitcoin is tough to trade. All the other coins are as well, because it's in a very tight trend, range bound. But on a long-term basis, daily, it's moving up. So that's good, obviously. So that's what's been going on. So I've been looking at ways to diversify. So I came across some of these interesting articles, and let me just see the more recent. So this guy runs Protos out of Switzerland. So here is the general performance of these funds here, or these indices. So, he's got, I don't know when he says market, if that's a stock market or Bitcoin, but either way, Bitcoin is outperforming something. But he's got this other one called Turbulent, which seems to be doing pretty good for him. And let's just see what else we can find on this. So here's his Protos Turbulent, which gives you access to this API that he's developed to access the performance of this Turbulent. I probably got that wrong. And I'm not sure how it works, but like what the holdings are for that Turbulent. But let me just see if I can find anything else mentioned about this. Yeah, right here. So you can see this is live. So it's over the last 7 days. Which ones have been performing pretty good? So the best performer right now is Bitcoin, small cap, trend. So trend is what I would fall into. It's just been really abysmal the last week, which is true. Value, low volatility. So right here, this can generally do pretty good. But regardless of what you are tracking, if it's low volatility, value index, but if you ask me, and you had limited time left on the world, small cap I can run, but that's a really hard one to. I think this is more based upon. Let me just see if I can find the definitions here. Okay. Okay, so these are the definitions. Value index rise from investing undervalued assets based on the network to transaction volume that he discusses. I haven't looked into this yet. Measure was originally suggested by Willie Wu as an estimate for price to earning ratio is derived model similar to a software as a service tradition not measured by their earnings but their transaction value. Now, that is something I'll look into. Trend we know about. It looks like he's using kind of like a Hearst methodology as well. Small cap, calculated based on market cap of crypto. Taken an overweight position in smaller cryptocurrencies as traditional classes by Fama and French. Low volatility, based on Frazzini. I've never seen this one. Frazzini and Pedersen for traditional asset class. So here's his overall performance. I'm not sure, but he does talk about this in one of his Medium articles. So here, the conclusion is cryptos are strongly correlated, but it's possible to make out clusters that show unique returns that like low volatility, small cap, trend, or value. Okay, so trend, as we know, beneficial diversification for portfolios compared to low beta and high sharp. That's a hard one to explain. While vol are generally extremely high across crypto, low vol index appears to capture unique asset characteristics. Small caps have the largest absolute returns. They also come with particularly high volume. So, for any of these, what we need to figure out is what our holdings are and how long he holds these onto these particular cryptos to really make it worthwhile. But you can see here that, again, this is irrelevant. I think this was written in 2017, so, or 2018, but I've shown you already the current current market conditions. So if anybody's got any questions, let me know. Gladly take them up. But I just wanted to show this to people. But overall, I like trend, but I'm going to get confirmation that most automated traders will focus only on Ethereum and Bitcoin just because of the volumes are there and everything else shifts back and forth so much. So to keep an eye on it and to get okay performance, I'd rather just focus on Bitcoin and Ethereum for that. Who's got questions? So that's pretty well what's been going on over the last day. I've been trying to get market, but let me just see where the market's at right now. So where's our... Okay, so our weighted average. I've been using this a lot, so it's pretty strong. This is since last night. Yeah, so it's pretty strong there. And you can see here that the big four just getting reset here. This database, give it a couple of seconds. But that's a pretty strong weighted average. So yeah, so we'll just leave it at that. But right now, you can see Bitcoin is up 2.165%. So that's again pretty strong, and it's been pretty rare for that. Okay, let me just see what the other coins are looking at. Yeah, so Bitcoin, no, that's just waiting for this database to get reset. It's getting worked on. So there's Ethereum in there as well. But the current strongest one is Litecoin. Yeah, so we'll leave it at that for now. All right, so just wanted to go over this stuff. The opportunity to do the questioning was there. What else can I tell you? Oh yes, I haven't put it up here, but There are articles showing things like let me just go over to my into my into my blog here, quantlabs.net. Just wanted to show something of interest as well. So this article came from what I just showed you. There is source code available. So if you go to this article called Market Volatility, Illiquidity, Profitable Trading with Bitcoin. So in here, there is source code available right here from that Protos research. There is uh, a um, a art set pieces of code for both in Python for mean reversion and trending if you want to look at it. So here you have trend following and mean reversion code. So you can look at those if you want. But overall, there is some interesting things. If I look up what's it called, difficulty. Let's see if I can find it here on where I'm going with this. So what I'm saying is for mean reversion to do across the board, it's tough to do from what I've seen last year, because if you look at mean reversion, like let's say pair trading, the smaller coins are very low in terms of volatility or in terms of volume and liquidity. So they move around a lot more because of that. They're not as stable, whereas the top two, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are pretty good for this type of analysis, but there's a lot of transparent information you can get from either Bitcoin mining or the blockchain. So I've got here Bitcoin mining difficult hash rate lead indicator on price. Okay, so I have put that up as a place to go. And also if you look up, let's say mining as well, you might find that article as well. A few other ones as well. Does Bitcoin mining consuming more energy than Switzerland? No, that's not what we want. I think that's the only article I have so far, what I just mentioned. Let me just repeat that again. Bitcoin mining difficulty and hash rate lead indicator on price. Okay, so if you look up also, I forgot, blockchain. So for Bitcoin, there's a lot of data that you can work with for this. Oh, here we are. This is what I was looking at. So Bitcoin blockchain API trading example. And yeah, so in here, if you want to get that information on how to get from the blockchain, there is this one right here, blockchain API client Python. And I assume right here as well. Yeah, this one's good because you got GitHub blockchain, and you can get these. These are statistics that you want. Is this guy right here, statistics get. So let me just pull that up and just show you what you can look forward to. So knowing all this information, some of this can be leading indicator. So you can see here, you get your estimated BTC, no, I'm sorry, difficulty right here is what we were talking about, plus the hash rate as well. And then you can see, if you track it and download it, you can see if there's any relationship with those two metrics with the price and anything else that you want to track as well. So I plan to do that. So that's pretty well it. Anything else doesn't look like it. I'll wait it out for a couple more seconds. But that's where I'm going. So I'm going to focus on the Bitcoin as I've demonstrated here with the mining and the blockchain, see if there's any form of relationship, and be able to determine market direction as well as some kind of mean reversion strategy. This set of articles from this Protos may help there. But as it stands right now, I've gotten some other referrals. So keep your eyes on the blog for anything I come up with, or my YouTube channel as well. And that pretty well looks like it wraps it up. We shall talk to you later. Have yourselves a good day, and over and out. Thanks for watching.